so incredibly intense and close, you know, so I'm hoping for a similar natured game. And of course, because it is possible to have a neutral server, this is going to be, as we say, one game. This is the last game we will be bringing to you tonight, so welcome everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful evening, morning, night, or afternoon, and have fun watching along with me and Krycha. Hunter is on the roof to the left of the survivors as they leave the safe room. He's paired with a spitter. There's also a smoker and a boomer, of whom are on the opposite roof, but that's being blocked right now by Nick, so likelihood of using that is reducing. Still actually manages to get a boom on it regardless. Hunter is skeeted effortlessly mid-air. That is going to be an unsuccessful spitter. Actually, no, it's not, because the smoker is a genius, and he pulls Ellis into the spit. Very well played. Are we live, by the way, Krycha? I see some people in chat saying we're not live. Yeah, I thought we are. Yeah, okay, cool. But yes, this is only one game. This is not a home away situation. This is the last game we're bringing to you as well. Double boom, followed by a separation jockey in the back, actually. Very nicely played. And a charger interception. Hunter is going to intercept the charger. So many interceptions going left, right, and center. And yeah, very well played indeed by the gun guys. The nightmare guns. Currently on the survivor side, Hap going to be on the infected side, no, survivor side, excuse me. Matt, Yuzi, Lant, and Good. Gonna be over on that survivor side, they're gonna be retreating, that's gonna be a spitter sent in, just simply to get rid of the spawn, but the spitter does actually manage to get some damage off that, which is quite impressive to be honest. Well played. Tank is going to be repositioning traditionally. That is going to be a boom onto one survivor committed by the gunmen. The nightmare gunmen, specifically. Going to be putting their guns to use, but not just any guns. Going to be the guns on that gosh darn huge tank. Because he is a big boy, and he delivers big boy punches. So he will be moving in pretty soon, that being in the hands of Slide, Zako, Yelox, and JJ Gamer. Gonna be on his side. Charger Smoker and a Jockey in the hands of the Special Infected. I see the Smoker is going to be in the safe room, which is a decent position to be honest. I mean, it could even get a death punch there, really, all things considered. Tank misses the first punch though on his commit. He gets the second punch onto Coach, which is going to continue. That will be the first in cap. Smoker is unable to pin somebody just yet. That punch onto Rochelle, followed by another is missed. Nice jukes by Rochelle there. Going to be eventually pinning Rochelle. That's going to be a charger missing Ellis, unfortunately, and the Smoker is going to be dealt with. Tank is on 900 HP. Going to be trickling down all the way to 0, and that's going to be 2 incapacitations total, which actually, to be honest, ain't that bad. Overall, that's a pretty good result for this, because generally speaking, I would say that most of the time this ends in 1 total incapacitation. Most of the time. So that's overall it's decent, but let's just see how much more they can pull off, though. The Nightmare Gunman. Reload. Boomer and Spitter with a Jockey and a Hunter. Hunter is positioned behind the survivors above them. Boomer is in a decent position there, getting a boom onto 2 survivors. Separation Jockey can't quite land for long enough, and well, actually it's a triple boom, but nobody was caught in the spit for the entire duration, so the damage is limited at best. Survivors continuing their progression. They have an indoor area followed by an outdoor area to get through. They're going to be moving out into the open area to the right. They're going to be dealing with a quad cap before they get into that safe room, actually, so that's risky. Definitely risky. Let's see how that pulls off. Jockey, Smoker, Hunter, and a Charger. Hunter's already spawned up and ready. Very patient gameplay. Don't shoot that car. Both teams know what's at stake here. I mean, literal prize money is at stake here, so they have to be very careful. Hunter is crouching, going to be pouncing in at the survivors. Smoker is going to be landing, but that's the only thing that lands so far. Jockey will land, but after everybody else, and the Charger will get some scratches, but that is all she wrote for the Special Infected. Survivors make it into the safe room with not really a comfortable point margin of 548. Definitely not comfortable by any means. Regardless, they still make it in with a health bonus, and that's of course better than, well, it's just simply good, to be honest. So 548 points in their hands. Let's see what the Nightmare Gunman can bring to the table. What's this? Are we talking about food in the Twitch chat? Okay, interesting. Smoker, Boomer, Hunter, and a Spitter, of course. Going to be the same setup as always. At least in the first attack. Nothing has gone in just yet. I see the Boomer is actually on those little green shelters there, which is an interesting place for a Boomer, but he can't quite get it because they're blocking it. Smoker's going to move in first, so quickly shut down though. Hunter is going to move in with the Boomer. That's a stumble, but they still couldn't land the Hunter off the back of it because he was underneath that shelter there. Survivors will continue their progression through the campaign here. Not for much longer though, because they are going to end up eventually triggering the tank. They will probably have another attack to deal with before such a thing happens. Jockey, Charger, and Smoker with the Boomer. Boomer is shut down at the van, though. Jockey is above the survivors. They might actually wait for the fourth and final spawn here and choose not to go in with it. Smoker moves in with the Jockey. However, Jockey is dead stopped and Smoker is shut down. They only have a Charger, of which is moving in now. Doesn't really land on anybody and is focus fired into Oblivion. That's going to be the tank. In a reasonable position, really. I mean, the survivors are thinking twice about moving back, and Hunter is also going to be moving in. That could be enough distraction for the curve rocket. Isn't quite. Not able to land it. So tank in the hands of Lant is going to be looking to reposition here onto the roof above the survivors. He has a task on his hands here, really, because his predecessors, when they were on Survivor, they made it into the safe room with a health bonus. So the tank has a duty here to make sure that he at the very least, gets a couple in caps to make it balanced. Boomer, Smoker, and a Jockey is what the tank has to support him as well, which is not too bad, really. Tank moves in, landing the first and second punch onto Ellis. He is going to be... Actually, the focus is going to be swapped, and he's taken into the safe room only for a brief period, though Tank will swap his focus onto Rochelle, spreading out the damage fairly well, but I mean, he is actually getting close to death here, landing another punch onto Nick, and he's spreading the damage really well, actually, before he dies here. He does end up dying, and, well, I mean, 1 in cap in total, but still, significant damage overall. Revival of Rochelle is successful, and she will no doubt, yes indeed, take her pain pills there. Smoker in the back is looking to synchronize with his team here. Charger, Smoker, and a Spitter, followed by a Hunter. Nothing happening just yet, because of course the choke point is coming up, the alleyway choke point, and they want to be going there. Which indeed they're going to do so now. Hunter first with the Spitter, and the Charger is also going to land, getting a separation Charger. Rochelle is only able to clear it with a single pistol, actually. She didn't have ammunition in her primary gun. So the Nightmare Gunmen having issues with their guns, ironically. However, they're looking reasonable. They're going to be trying to get into the safe room here. They won't be able to without suffering at least an attack, though. That being a Jockey, Boomer, Spitter, and a Hunter. Boomer already moving in. Dead stops and shut down nicely, though. The door frame is spat on. That's a Hunter moving in to intercept from the Jockey. However, they both land at different times and are both cleared. The Nightmare Gunman make it into the safe room. However, not with the lead. 548 points in the hands of Team Hap. And the Nightmare Gunmen, just simply because I like to call them that, are currently on 480 points. Specifically, they are called Nightmare Guns, but, you know, I like the Nightmare Gunmen. I think that's a very, very awesome name. Got a task on their hands, though. You know, they are against the good old Happers, and they are playing well so far. Not really much of a point separation, to be honest, between these two teams. And we do need to remember to limit the slots as well. Down to 10. Oh, 400 followers, officially. That's nice. Pretty cool. One person per team to ready up, and we shall be going live here. Wait, Blue changing their name based on what caster likes? So sorry, what do you mean? What are they doing? Boomer moves in first, actually, getting a boom onto one survivor, but that's really all he can manage there. The rest of the special infected won't be making anything happen with that. That is going to be replaced with the spitter, though. Oh, what I did. Sorry, I thought you meant the players were doing something. Yeah, I don't know. I just really like that name, honestly. Hunter, Smoker, Charger, and a Spitter. Smoker is shut down. 12 damage pounds at least, followed by Spit combination, and the Charger's moving for him. Does get shut down though, so that's decent damage. However, that is all she wrote for the special infected. Nightmare Guns are currently behind, but as I say, you know, not by very much. So this definitely is anybody's game so far. That's going to be a Boomer, Jockey, Smoker, and a Hunter, so it is a tri-cap. Boom onto one survivor in an open area. That's quite good, actually. Hunter is going for that DP. That's what to look out for. He's moving in. Just barely misses, though. That's so unfortunate. Not to mention he is cleared in 0.63 seconds as well. Survivors moving onwards and upwards here. Welcome to anybody who is just tuning in, by the way. You're a bit late, to be honest with you, if you are just tuning in, because we have been at it for like over 2 hours by now. But welcome if you're new around here. My name is Haroldson. I'm bringing you the commentary. And Kreitcher is bringing you the expert level camera work. He's basically Martin Scorsese. Tank is looking for that dumpster. He's trying his luck, and he's actually succeeding, to be honest. In he moves with that dumpster. This hit is what determines it, and there is a double boom as well. He does have to make this hit count, though. I mean, it's interesting. It's in play, but he could have probably hit that a bit nearer to them. Still, it's still in play, though, and in it moves. Over, and just barely missing Coach there, actually. That would have been devastating for Coach. He doesn't like the idea of the dumpster anymore, though. That's a dual cap, actually, from the Jockey and the Smoker. Decent dual cap, and the Hunter's going to land onto Coach, followed by the punch onto him, and he will be in-capped. He was in-capped not by the tank, though, by his own teammates, which is understandable, considering where he was and where the tank was. Tank just about retreats on 29% of his health. Survivors, however, in a reasonable position, really. Only one in-cap, actually, that they've suffered so far. Tank is moving in, looking to probably try to land some rocks here. Boomer does land onto one. He can't land any punches, though, and, well, Charger is not going to land either, so that is all she wrote for the tank fight. And they suffer a total of 1 incapacitation before they continue to move forward. It's a shame about that dumpster, really, to be honest with you. That dumpster was a little bit unfortunate. He did nearly hit Coach with it, but, you know, a gazebo is not really your friend when you're dealing with a dumpster and you're a tank. Hunter, Smoker, Jockey with the Spitter. So they do have a tri-cap here, of which is moving in. Smoker, Hunter, and Jockey all at the same time. That's going to be a Hunt-Spit combination at the very least, and Jockey is looking to continue it. So that was exacerbated a fair bit, to be honest. Nick took a little bit of damage there. Anyone ever just look into the mirror and start crying? Blue, you okay, buddy? That ain't good. It's going to be a Boomer, followed by a Charger, followed by a Smoker, and in one more second it's going to be a Hunter. So we have a tri-cap here, none of which has spawned up yet. Survivors do have ammunition replenishment. Boomer gets a nice triple boom there. Separation Charger, tri-cap, brutal tri-cappers at that as well. I mean, everybody is taking damage in every which direction. That's incredibly well played. That has changed the momentum of the game so well. Very well played to the Nightmare Guns. Very, very well played indeed. Onwards and upwards for Team Hap, though, which they, of course, have to keep doing, really, because, well, they suffered a pounding there. Let's just hope, for their sake, of course, that they, let's just hope that they don't suffer another one. And well, that's a good start, to be honest. Nice shutdown on the Hunter and the Boomer. Spitter Jockey combination is successful for a brief period, and they have taken a fair bit of damage here, to be honest. They still have the remainder of the Crescendo 2 Traverse here. As we see Coach on the scaffolding, everybody else on ground level. Coach is now going to drop onto the remote little toilets there. Smoker, Boomer, Charger, and a Hunter, so it is a tri-cap with the Boomer. Charger moving in, Hunter moving in as well. Charger's going to get a nice charge, followed by the Hunter, however the stumble gets him off, and I mean, they're damaging the right people, if I'm honest. The attack didn't go too well, but regardless, they are definitely, the Nightmare Guns, they're definitely dealing damage to the right people. Team Hap do need to be very careful, though, to be honest, with how much more damage they take here, because their health bonus is in great jeopardy. Charger around the corner there, he's ready and waiting, and in he moves with the Boomer. He can't land a connection, though. Stumbles Ellis, and Coach is going to be caught in the spit for a brief period there. However, that is all she wrote. Survivors are not too far away from the safe room here. They really aren't, and they do need to try to get there as quick as possible, because, I mean, the only person who has movement speed right now is Ellis. Everybody else is slow, but they are getting into that safe room very, very quickly. Smoker is going to take Ellis out of the safe room, though, and that's going to open up some chances. Spitter is going to move in, Boomer as well, and unfortunately everything else is dead, though, so that is all she wrote, and survivors shall make it into the safe room here. Team Hap, far from easily making it into the safe room, with a total of 20 points awarded per successful survivor, so that puts them at 1,128 points at the end of chapter number 2. Once again, I'd just like to say how much of an honor it is to simply be here. I absolutely love commentating this game, and I'd just like to thank the admins over at the United Nations tournament for making this possible and for simply giving me this chance to commentate. So, big shout outs to the administrators and everybody who has made this tournament possible. Also including, by the way, the prize pool, because the prize pool would not be there if not for donations. So everybody who has donated into that prize pool, thank you very much. You are helping keeping the game alive, and you deserve a pat on the back. That's going to be a Charger, Smoker, and a Hunter with the Boomer. Boomer behind the van, everybody else taking a different approach. Boomer first, ends up getting the vomit, actually. Still going to be successful with getting back into the safe room, though, the Nightmare Guns. Or the Nightmare Gunman. They're going to be waiting for that second spawn, fourth, excuse me, that being the Spitter. Going to be moving in anyway. That's a 17 damage pounce, actually, and a successful Charger, followed by a pummel. Ooh, well, that's not as much damage as I'm sure they were hoping to take, but they did anyway. 17 damage pounds, successful charger, and a little bit of spit damage to marinate that little attack there. It's going to be a smoker and a jockey. Boomer is going to go from the gazebo, getting shut down though, so that leaves the lonesome tricap of a smoker, jockey, and hunter. Tank is going to be spawning up there in the hands of Good, but let's just hope that his tank is indeed good. I wonder if the survivors do know what he's doing here, because he is actually going for that dumpster there. And, well, survivors haven't really made any efforts to do much here, so they have no choice really but to take that dumpster, if I'm honest. Tank is continuing to throw some rocks from the distance. He has a smoker, charger, and a hunter at his disposal. Tank is just throwing rocks at the dumpster. However, the dumpster isn't really playing ball. I mean, that was a pretty decent attack by the special infected, and the dumpster is indeed in play as well. But now that the survivors know where the dumpster is, they can very easily dodge it, and they can go to a new location. So I don't think it was the wisest decision to move the dumpster in there. Tank has taken just around about 450 damage, give or take. Can't see the exact figure, but it's around about that. On pass number 2 as well, and he is continuing to take some chip damage actually. 700, give or take. 670 exactly. They do still have that dumpster in play though, and that is going to prove to be essential. Boomer is not successful though behind that wall, and that's unfortunate for him. Especially unfortunate for the tank. That rock was actually, if it didn't clip on the gazebo there, that could actually have hit somebody. Rock's continuing to move in. That little Boomer just hiding behind that wall there. Sneaky little devil that he is. He's looking for attempt number 2, because they can't really shoot through that wall, so... He's looking for that attempt number 2. Cheeky little devil. He can't find it though. Tank is going to be looking to move in here as well with that dumpster. Or without the dumpster actually. Yes indeed, he's going to go to the dumpster. He can get a good hit on it here. Just connects with the hedge though, unfortunately. In moves the dumpster. Hasn't in-capped anybody just yet though, and unfortunately... well, the dumpster is set up for him by the jockey, but he can't quite get it. Boomer will get a nice boom, actually. That could open up some chances for the dumpster. It's not playing ball, though. Last hit is unsuccessful, and... well, need I say more? The tank is unfortunately meeting his demise, and he didn't really get much out of that tank fight. He did try with the dumpster, and, he was close. The jockey nearly set up something for him. But that is all she wrote, as I say many times. Smoker, hunter, and a charger, followed by a spitter. In the hands of Team Hap. Smoker respawned up first on those little, whatever they're called, ventilators or something like that. I actually don't know what they're called. Whatever they are, Smoker is on them. He's looking for the first person to cross, and they're going to be looking to intercept that. Pulling Rochelle is the smoker, followed by the charger. He gets a stumble, though. He doesn't actually get the charge. Hunter is moving in regardless, trying to pin somebody in the spit, but he also can't quite do so. Survivors will be continuing to make their way forward. They have yet to traverse the crescendo. And that is, of course, going to be an interesting turning point in this game. Charger and a jockey with the Boomer and a spitter. Boomer gets a boom onto 3 survivors there. Nicely played by the Boomer. However, survivors, quite smartly, are going to stay inside the Cedar vehicle, which it could work out, but they do have a charge spit combination to deal with, so let's just see how that pans out. Charger moves in, misses everybody unfortunately though, and jockey is shut down, and well, dead stops and killed, so... Survivors have taken a fair bit of damage, but considering they don't have the tank to deal with, they are looking quite favourable here. The Nightmare guns could actually be looking to take the lead back here if they continue at this level. Charger, Hunter, Smoker, and a Boomer in the hands of the Special Infected. Boomer's looking to go behind that fence there. I see what he's trying. He hasn't quite managed it just yet, though. He ends up getting no boom, actually. I thought he was going to get it, but that 1 second grace period after you spawn can prove to be brutal. As it did so just then. It does look like they are going to be saving this particular setup. They want that 4th and final spawn. That being a jockey, so it is now a quad cap, and now it is more concerning if you're the Nightmare guns, because there is a quad cap afoot. They are going to be looking to move it in pretty shortly, but for now they're just letting Rochelle bleed a little bit more, because of course she is going to continue to go down. In they move. Smoker's going to get coached there. Nicely done. That's going to be Hunter and Jockey. Unfortunately, not quite able to sync with the Charger. Still a very, very nice tri-cap, though. And Rochelle is just so helpless right now. They did so well with that, despite the my goodness, what an attack. And the Nightmare guns are suddenly no longer in the front seat here. Far from it, really. And my goodness, definitely a close game we have on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. Boomer gets very nicely popped at the scaffolding. However, Charger, Hunter, and a Spitter in the hands of the Special Infected. 7 seconds remaining. I haven't actually said that, actually, by the way, MT. Yeah, happy Halloween to everybody watching. I haven't said that yet. Spitter, Smoker, Charger, and a Hunter in the hands of the Special Infected. Team Hap. In moves the Hunter and the Charger. That's going to be, well, it's actually going to be very little spit damage, because, unfortunately, the Spitter wasn't able to synchronize with everybody. A Nightmare gun, I would presume, is a gun from a Nightmare. I'm sorry, I will show myself the door. Survivors just outside the safe room here. That's going to be the Boomer popped very nicely. Behind the bus there, that's going to be the Jockey spawned up as well, looking to stop the Survivors getting into the safe room, which he does so. Spit and Hunter can't quite sync with each other, though. And Survivors are going to be making themselves prominent in the safe room, as they do indeed do so. Which, you know, they actually, I mean, that's unbelievable. They actually still, despite what they took there, they actually still managed to take the lead back here. So, we have a game on our hands here. We have the momentum shifted. And, well, yeah, there we have it. As we can see, 1,128 points versus 1,208 points. The previous match, I'll let somebody say it in chat, just in case somebody's watching a VOD and they haven't seen that match yet. So I won't spoil the results like on voice. But yeah. We are now on to chapter number 3 of this installment. This, of course, being, as a result of the equal pings, this being a just a home game for everybody. Slots are limited, and we shall be going live. Very little points separating these two teams. Nightmare Guns just taking the lead back again. You know, with that 1,208 points versus 1,128 points in the hands of the currently Team Hap. This, of course, being Krychaz's live stream, and the commentary brought to you by Haraldson, and the tournament is, in fact, the United Nations Tournament. We gotta keep following the freeway. The bridge can't be far now. Smoker, Spitter, Charger, and a Jockey is the first setup here as we go live in the 3rd chapter. Smoker and Jockey both moving in. Charger will land, followed by the Spit. Indeed, so that is going to be a Charge Spit combination, and quite evenly spread damage as well, actually. All in all, a pretty good attack, and all in all, a pretty darn good game so far. Just going to have to see how these tank fights fare, because I have to say, the special infected gameplay is more so what's making a difference, rather than the tank fights. That's a boom onto one survivor, that's a good start. They have a Charger, Jockey, and a Hunter as well, which they probably are going to send in here, although... on the other hand, they might be looking to wait for that fourth and final spawn. Tank is at 44%, and survivors are currently on 18%, so they don't have to wait for that. They don't have to worry about that. Boomer will be replaced with a Spitter, however. Charger behind the corner is moving in, misses the connection. 19 damage pounce, the return of the 19 damage pounce is once again upon us. And, well, the damage to follow is actually quite good, really. Was that Zyko not tagged up and it ruins the immersion? Do you know what, actually, I sort of agree with you on that one, actually, because I do really like when there's games where everybody's all tagged up and it looks really neat. I don't know, like, I don't have OCD, I just really like how that looks. Smoker, Charger, and a Hunter with the Boomer. As we see, the Hunter is already pre-spawned in front of the survivors. Survivors drop out, and Boomer's going to get a boom onto one survivor. Nice separation smoke. Interception Hunter is briefly successful, and, well, I mean, to be honest, they're not doing too badly. That, of course, being Team Hap. They are definitely dealing the damage quite evenly, but now the true test, of course, is going to be the tank. Survivors are actually going to take the defensive approach. They're not going to stay where they were. Instead, they are going to be actually dual capping two survivors there, and the Hunter can't quite get the interception in time. That actually was very well played, but to be honest, I can't really hype it up too much because, mostly because not much was going to happen. The tank was a bit too far away, really. So survivors, of course, they're all going to be on max ammo, which, yeah, is a good point in Harambe. That is going to be a boom, actually, onto one survivor, though. That could be enough for the tank to commit here. Tank being in the hands of Matt. Hat Matt. Rock is travelling in, nicely dealt with by Rochelle, though. Smoker and Jockey's distraction isn't enough to make a Rock land there. And survivors are choosing to take an aggressive approach here, and they're going to be trying to pressure the tank a little bit. No luck really in that endeavour, though. They have to call it quits on that one and move backwards. However, tank on pass number 2, he doesn't really have many more options here. They have a Smoker, Hunter, and a Boomer. Boomer gets a nice boom onto two survivors. That's going to set up some nice things. That's going to be a smoke onto Nick. However, the tongue is cut. Stumble onto Nick as a result of the Hunter landing onto Coach. He is missing a few punches, though, unfortunately, this tank, and there's another one. He's, I mean, he's spreading the damage a little bit, but he has limited the amount of damage. That is a nice double punch, though. Can't make anything more happen, but, oh, that's unfortunate. You hate to see it, really, because a lot of those missed punches, you know, each of those missed punches is 25 damage that he missed out on. So, yeah, I mean, the special infected gameplay still is pretty good. I mean, you know, that's still good damage, and Jockey is going to be moving in here. They're not giving up. They're still putting the pressure on. That's going to be Coach having to run through the spit there, but he is temporary HP, so there we have it. Survivors overall doing pretty good, you know, all things considered. Nobody is slow as yet. However, Team Hap are also playing pretty good. You know, they have done some good damage. And, but yeah, like we say, it's unfortunate about the missed punches, really, because that could have been more damage. Nonetheless, of course, they can't think about that, though. They have to think onwards and upwards, which is exactly what they are doing. Hunter, Jockey, and a Smoker. Hunter is looking to wall kick onto Coach there, and the spit is just a little bit too short, not to mention he is not the health bonus, so damage on him is not as essential. They also do find pain pills as well, which of course are going to be awarded to Coach, the only person who really desperately needs them. Nick is actually slow as well, and they don't have any pain pills to resolve that. Coach moving up first, popping the boomer, and dodging the charger. Oh dear, that is decent. Well, Nick actually climbs up into the spit there for some reason, and he takes a lot more damage than he probably needed to. Nonetheless, survivors will be making their way forward. They have not triggered an alarm car, and it isn't looking like they are going to. At least not by themselves. You know, the special infected still could make that happen. Looking like they want to move in here. Smoker from behind, as well as the Jockey. Jockey is dead, stops and shut down. Hunter is going to intercept the Smoker, and they're still going to deal some damage. And Boomer is also going from the side there. He is shut down. And, well, Survivor's looking in not the best shape, if I'm honest. They do end up finding one set of pain pills inside the ambulance they've just traversed there. Charger and a Smoker with a Jockey, completed with a Spitter. Smoker pulling the first target there, that being Rochelle. Charger moving second, doesn't actually get the charge. That's a Jockey onto Ellis as well. One set of pain pills remains. Charger moving in, getting shut down. Spitter is last but not least. Onto Ellis, actually getting the in cap. So, not a bad result really. That is going to show them down. Coach is going to revive Ellis there, and with that one set of pain pills, they need to really, you know, be careful as to who consumes it, and they are going to choose Rochelle to be the one to consume them. Smoker, Jockey, and a Hunter, followed by a whatchamacallit. I forgot. A Boomer. Yes, I remembered. Hunter is pouncing around the survivors here. That's going to be a Boomer in a nice position there, actually. Getting a Boomer to one survivor. Jockey is going to separate Nick in the back there after a failed attempt from the Smoker, and that's going to lead to his end cap. There is practically no health bonus on these guys. And they shall be continuing to move forward here, but not in good health at all. Like I say, their health bonus is practically non-existent. And Hap are really continuing this this pressure here. My goodness, Arctic Euphoria. That's going to be a Jockey landing onto Rochelle. Not much happening from the Spitter, unfortunately. No in-caps. Oh, actually, as soon as I say that, two people get in-caps. What the heck? That's what you call cast a curse right there. But yeah, there we have it. So Hunter is going for a DP, or, well, he's going to be successfully making them in-cap each other. the Hunter actually, well, they made them shoot themselves, so... Smoker is going to delay Nick there. They're not looking in the greatest of shapes here. The survivors. Boomer is in a good position as well. Gets the boom onto two survivors. Charger moves in. Machete to the face, though. He doesn't stand a chance there. But my goodness, though, what was that? That was Arctic Euphoria for gifting the subs. Wow. That's going to be a Jockey landing onto Ellis, who is black and white and therefore will be meeting his demise straight outside the safe room. That's so unfortunate. But he is going to continue. The Spitter is delaying them. Smoker and Smoker from behind is going to move in onto Nick, and, well, Hunter is going to be looking for scratches. He gets one scratch, I believe, onto Coach. Survivors will make it into the safe room, but literally just for the distance points, because as we can see, their health bonus is non-existent.
One of those leaping on your back bitches is around.
So, it is now time to see how Team Hap plays their survivor side. That is what it's going to boil down to, really, because, you know, they don't need to make it with much of a health bonus to take the lead back, if indeed that's what they do. My goodness, though, thank you to Arctic Euphoria, of course, for being so generous with those gifts. Just waiting on some Nightmare guns to ready up. The guns from Nightmares. Guns which are made out of nightmares. There's many ways you can interpret it. No, wait, was it a ploy to become mod? Is that what it was? Okay. That is funny. I find that very funny. One more Nightmare gunman that we shall be waiting on. Wi-Fi in schools, that's an interesting topic, you know, because I used to work at a high school and there was Wi-Fi there as well, but I think it depends on the school, really. Survivors being pretty cautious here, as they would understandably be. Smoker moves in first, setting up something for the charger, but can't really do that, and that's going to be the end of every other spawn. Rochelle does find herself in the spit for a little bit longer than she wanted. However, survivors will move onwards and upwards. This being their half, you know, of in terms of Team Hap, their half on the survivor side. Let's see what they can manage here. Charger, Smoker, and a Hunter, followed by a Boomer. Boomer moves in, proxy boom onto two survivors. Smoker is going to be moving in with everybody else. Charger misses Nick, unfortunately. Hunter does not, and will land onto him for a brief period. However, that is all she wrote, and the survivors will continue here. Survivors will be dropping down this this bus choke point here. Jockey and a Spitter, followed by a Boomer, and in one more second it will be a Charger, so it is an interesting setup actually.
Reloading.
No attack just yet. Survivors are playing quite cautiously here. They have a good health bonus right now and they want to maintain that, of course. I don't remember what the speed of the Wi-Fi was, actually, in the school I used to work at. I think it was pretty good, though, to be honest. But the school was quite decent, so... I suppose it literally does just depend on the school we're talking about, really. Charger, Spitter, Boomer, and a Jockey. That is a very good setup, actually, for this indoor choke point. Boom onto one survivor. Jockey... Charger is going to be moving in, but the Spit is behind. Spit should have been in front there, really. Still good damage, you know, all things considered. But the Spitter was not really in the right position there. As we see as well, Rochelle is actually behind, covering the staircase, which is quite smart, actually. However, her teammates are actually struggling with that trick jump there. They really have to be so quick here. That's going to be a Hunter landing on there, and Ellis can't do it. He literally can't. They have to fight the tank here, and they have a triple boom, so the tank is in their faces. He's punching the hell out of Coach here, and he's not going to find much difficulty punching the hell out of Ellis either. Coach ends up taking his pills. The momentum is actually shifting towards Hap, actually, believe it or not, because although they're going to get an in-cap here onto Coach, the tank is in the open area. The Boomer, however, no, honestly, it hasn't shifted, because the Boomer is still wreaking havoc. That's going to be Nick with, well, an in-cap, yeah, indeed. Nick will be in-cap there. Interception Rock is not successful. They will be clearing that Charger there. However, this tank is on over half HP right now. And, you know, he's kind of surrounded, but only by two people. And he can't get anybody either. He's on 2k HP, and he's still continuing to trickle downward. Survivor's playing very well here, actually. Oh, and Rochelle is punched straight into a Boomer, which will lead to her incapacitation. And Ellis's get-up animation will lead to him being pinned as well. Tank is so close to dying. The in-cap survivors need to shoot him, but they can't quite do it. The tank actually... he died. The tank actually died there. However, the survivors still died anyway. And, oh my goodness, that is... oh, that's so unfortunate. I mean... well, or did the tank die? I don't even know. Maybe he was on like really low HP or something, because like the last I saw, he was on like 110 HP. That is crazy. So we are now, ladies and gentlemen, onto the final chapter of this installment, and still, you know, I'm not going to lie to you, it still is anybody's game. Nightmare Guns could win, but Team Hap could also win.
Holy shit!
Oh, what's this about? What, Twitch blocking a lower resolution? That's strange. And the tank was 23 HP. Yeah, I thought it would be something ridiculous like that. That is bizarre. Wow. I mean, Nightmare Guns, you know, they are definitely in the driver's seat, and they definitely have the momentum in their favor. Of course, it is now dependent on whether or not they can maintain that level. Boomer, first and foremost, gets dead stopped in the door frame and will be shut down. That leaves the Smoker, Hunter, and Charger to their lonesome selves without the Boomer, of which is going to be replaced with a Spitter. Depending on if they do wait for it, it does look like they're going to.
Shit, okay. We need to keep moving.
And that Spitter is going to be awarded now. Actually, yes. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, never mind. There is a Spitter. I am not going crazy. There is a Charger moving in with the Spitter. Spitter's a little bit late, but still that's going to be significant damage onto Ellis, and that's a good start, you know. That is a good start, all things considered. They just have to keep this level of pressure up, really, Team Hap, if they want to stay in this game, because at the present moment, Nightmare Guns definitely have the driver's seat. Charger, Jockey, and a Boomer. Boomer is going to be curving the Vomit over unsuccessfully, though, and is not going to get a Boom out of that. There is a Hunter, Charger, and a Jockey in the hands of the Special Infected here. As the survivors approach the pool room with the staircase choke point, Charger, our tank is actually going to be spawning here. And, well, the Boomer is unfortunately not able to get a Boom there. That is demoralizing. But, you know, onwards and upwards. Tank is going to be attempting with the dumpster, as always. It is worth a try, even if you don't successfully get it. Oh, this is interesting. Do you know what? If he hit that dumpster successfully and it landed up there, they could have incapacitated Coach there. But of course, it depends on literally getting the hit perfect. Exciting times are ahead of us, because this tank is going to determine a heck of a lot, and, well, he was nearly successful with the dumpster there. It really isn't an easy task, like, ladies and gentlemen. There, ooh! As soon as I say it's not an easy task, he completes it. So, there you have it. The dumpster is actually in play here, basically. Survivors are, of course, going to be retreating backwards, all the way back, in fact, and Tank is not able to pin them. That's going to be a nice Charger, though. That could set up some interesting things, actually. That's going to be several double punches inflicted onto the survivors. Hunter and Smoker both moving in. Hunter can't quite get the interception, and survivors are looking in a reasonable position here, actually. Tank misses a punch as well. He's on 3k HP, and he's spreading the damage very well. Ellis is going to be in-capped, so that's 2 people in-capped so far, and punches are going to follow onto Rochelle. If the Jockey can make something happen here, this could even be a wipe, ladies and gentlemen. Jockey is moving in. That's a nice double punch, and it's going to be Nick falling to the tank, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, we have a game on our hands here. What was that about Nightmare Guns being in the driver's seat? I'm not so sure anymore. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to win? This is definitely absolutely loud. This is winnable. This is very winnable for Team Hap here. And oh dear. Well, my heart is racing. I can't imagine how much the Hap hearts are racing. Probably Formula 1 level. So Hap now, with the chance for the comeback here. This is their last chance, by the way. It is now or never. If they don't make the comeback here, they never will. Boomer rocketing in for the survivors, but will be popped very efficiently there. Boomer's not really having much luck in this section of the map, really. Charger, Smoker, and a Hunter, and of course that sacked Boomer will be replaced with a Spitter. Smoker looking for that respawn there in the safe room. Spitter has replaced, and that is going to be a Spit combination with... Well, actually, no. Spit can't combine with anybody because, which is a common theme, to be honest. They, unfortunately, the Spitters aren't really having much luck here.
Reloading.
Jockey, followed by a Boomer, and a Charger and Smoker, which is a pretty good setup, actually. Tank is upcoming as well, so... And indeed, here he is. Jockey is moving in first. Smoker is shut down. They still have that Boomer as well. Charger is moving in. Is that enough distraction for a Boomer? Well, the Boomer actually chooses not to go in the first place. The Zyko tank, it really does, like... Oh, it comes down to this, you know, because his tank is essentially what this entire round boils down to, if I'm honest. And again, he does actually have some luck with this dumpster. I mean, it's angled awkwardly though, so can he make it happen? He's been given some forgiveness here, and the dumpster, you know, it doesn't want to go through. You know, it just simply doesn't want to fit through. Eventually it does though. Dumpster is in play, and it is moving in for the survivors, of whom have to drop down here because the dumpster is in a dangerous position. And, well, Tank is going to be doing the exact same as the predecessors, landing, well, actually missing the first punch. Going to be punching Rochelle here, however, he's on 2k HP. He needs to be careful. Smoker is going to land here. Survivors are going into dumpster territory here. They have to be very careful. Ellis is very separated from his team, however, everybody else is dead, and all of a sudden it's looking like Hap could actually have a chance here. Very nice curve rock from the Tank, though. That's very well played. And he's going to be looking for another punch here, which he does end up landing onto Coach, followed by another. The damage is nothing to ignore. Can he get another curve rock or punch? Indeed. Charger's going to move in. He actually pins Ellis on the high ground. Look at the damage that the Tank is managing here. This is unreal. He ends up dying, but my goodness, what damage. Ooh, this is really just going every single way. Tank is dead, but I mean, to what avail? You know, they've taken so much damage and they still have a crescendo to get through. Oh, I can't handle this. I'm so happy this is the last game, by the way, because I cannot handle any more games like this. Like, this is too much for me. Hunter, Charger, and a Jockey, followed by a Spitter. A very devastating tri-cap. And in it moves, Jockey first, landing. Charger is unsuccessful. That's going to be a Hunt-Spit combination. Actually, no, it's not. Charger, on the other hand, is going to get some scratches. My goodness. Very significant damage here being inflicted onto Team Hap here.
Reloading!
You could almost say it is looking haphazardous for them. I should really stop. Smoker, Hunter, and, well, the Boomer that just went in there, getting a boom onto two survivors. That's going to be a Smoker, Hunter, and a Jockey as the tri-cap. Looks like they're going to be waiting for the drop-down choke point, which, of course, is logical. 4 more seconds remaining as well for the other spawn, of which is going to be a Spitter, so they don't have a Charger, but they do have that Smoker for this choke point. They are going to get rid of the Spitter, actually. Which I wonder, are they looking for a quad cap here? Because, let's be honest, a Charger is very good here. Although, are they moving in? The Hunter, excuse me, is crouching around. No, they've chosen against it. And they will be awarded in 2 seconds a Charger, which is indeed the quad cap. The Nightmare Gun quad cap. Let's just see if it is indeed nightmarish. And in it moves. Charger is not successful, so it won't be a quad cap, but there is a separation Jockey and a Hunter landing for a brief period. Their health bonus has been depleted, and the Jockey is still going here. Well, can they do it? Can they not? I really don't know. They're going to want to get over this crescendo immediately as well, because they've dealt with the Tank. They don't have to worry about that, and they have 2 people slow as well, or 3 people actually. Boomer from below onto 1 survivor. I mean, that's a good enough result, really. Spit is going to pre-spit onto the survivors, but not really going to achieve much from it. Smoker and a charger in the hands of Nightmare Guns. Can they make it over this crescendo here against the charger and the smoker? Charger is going to land, getting a double charge actually, and an in-cap, and stumbling Nick off. That is terrible. That's terrible news for Hap. Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh, they don't need very much here, but my goodness, Jockey is going to get the stumble, and there's going to be a nice dual cap as well. Oh, everything is happening so fast. There's going to be 2 in-caps onto Rochelle and Ellis, and it is looking less and less likely, and that's going to be a 7 damage pounce onto Nick, who is going to be in-capped. 1 more scratch onto Coach, and it's going to be ended. And yeah, let's be honest, guys, Coach ain't surviving much longer. So ladies and gentlemen, here we have it. The champions of the match are going to be the Nightmare Guns. Very, very well played to both teams, actually, I have to say. Very, very good match. I do believe I might be back on camera here, but my goodness, what a set of matches that was. Hap, unfortunately, losing 1,764. Versus the Nightmare Guns at 2,052 on a very close game. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure bringing to you these games, and we hope to see you around soon because we are back soon tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow. GG's and goodbye.
We are playing final, Harold.
Well, we're playing final?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it doesn't end. Wait, hold on. Wait, guys, no, don't leave. Guys, come back, guys. We're not leaving. We're playing finale unexpectedly. So there we have it. Okay, well, that makes things really exciting. Everybody, please stay around. We're not ending on map 4. We are going on to the finale. Oh, and I love this finale so much. I love this finale so much. You have no idea. Oh, yes, here we go. So, nobody is victorious yet. Nightmare Guns on 2,052 points versus 1,764 points in Team Hap. I know, guys, I'm getting really hype, but, like, can you blame me? Like, can you really blame me? I mean, look at this. We're going into the finale.
Finally on the bridge.
I like your name, by the way, Divine Scrub. That's going to be a very nice double charge, actually, followed by a, well, it was going to be a pummel, but it was cleared in time there, so that's going to be the wipe of the attack. And, yeah, we do actually have literally a tank immediately on this map, which makes it such a weird affair. It really does make it so strange. I'm not used to this whatsoever, but this is amazing. Smoker is definitely going to get rocked. I knew it. I knew the Smoker was going to end up getting demolished. That was interesting. I mean, they're dealing with the rocks, and like I say, you know, this early tank is going to be assisted by a boomer, actually. Is indeed going to be assisted by a boomer, but he doesn't choose to go in with it because, well, I mean, where's the horde? You know, where's the horde going to come from? So, you know, that's something to consider. In moves the tank, looking for that first pin here. Survivors have very much a high ground advantage, which they're using very well. They dodge the first punch, get hit by the second. That's going to be Ellis pinned. The remainder of the special infected will be moving in. 1k HP on the tank. Charger is unsuccessful. Hunter is still going. That's a dual cap. Tank just has to spread the damage here. That's all they can really do before he dies. And, well, he does indeed die after 2 incapacitations total. And, well, it ain't over for them yet because they do have this gosh darn bridge to get over. So there we are. They have triggered the crescendo. They have alerted the military men that they are indeed alive. And, well, they now have the bridge to run over. Let's see if they can get through the endless death charges. That's going to be a boom onto one survivor before they even get into the crescendo. Hunter is ready and waiting behind the lorry, moving in. First and foremost, getting shut down very nicely, though, as is the Smoker. Shotgun pellet to the face is going to eliminate him. And survivors will continue onwards and upwards, or well, just straight along, really. Although there is an upwards part ahead. There is a high ground ahead that we'll end up going on to. So let's just see how this does pan out. That charger is trying his luck, and he ends up getting the death charge, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what I was saying. Oh no, they're doing so well, but they end up getting death charged, and Ellis is hanging as well. It's not looking good for them. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not looking good for them at all. The Hunter has landed. Coach is not stopping that revival, though. He really wants to revive his teammate. He ends up clearing his teammate there, and they're just simply running. Like, that's all they can do. They're just running as fast as they possibly can. They're running like the wind. Oh my goodness, this is so intense. Spitter is going to look to delay the survivors, which is indeed successful, so they're not going to move any further for the time being. All three survivors taken their pain pills, and they don't really have much more to look forward to. Onwards and upwards they move. Smoker's going to look to set up the death charge, but unfortunately this time not as successful. Smoker behind is still trying his luck, though, trying to get somebody to hang here, which he is indeed going to do so on Nick. He's hanging, and, well, he's hanging about, and Coach is going to have to revive him very quickly. Can the Hunter delay the get-up? He can't quite get the spawn. What? Nick is revived only to hang again. Okay, interesting. Hunter is going to move in off the back of that, and that's so unfortunate for them. That's such bad luck. Because I'm so sure that he was revived only to be hung. That was a very nice skeet, actually. The ragdoll just flew into the water there. Oh my goodness. Boomer is on the survivors, though. He's on them like whatever. I don't even know. My vocabulary is shrinking as this game continues. My brain cells are depleting. That charger is going to be moving in for the survivors. He gets a scratch, but he doesn't get the charge because the person he scratched ended up incapacitated. Hunter is moving in. Jockey is going to send Nick to his death, and ladies and gentlemen, yet again, Team Hap have the chance for a comeback, and oh, can they do it? Can they not? This is where things get really intense. 2,277 points is what Team Nightmare Guns are going to have in their hands. They can't get any more now. They literally have achieved everything they're going to achieve, so now the only thing that matters for them is their special infected gameplay. And they do have this early tank, which of course won't be assisted by any horde because there's not really anywhere it can spawn here, but you know, regardless, that Boomer's going to get popped, and as is the Smoker. So that's going to conclude the attack there. Charger moves in as well, gets completely focus fired, and the tank is going to be spawning in the hands of Zyko. So, if he wipes them here, then Nightmare Guns have won the game. If he doesn't, then Nightmare Guns could lose this game. So it's... oh, I don't even know. I just don't even know. I don't know, lol. Rock is skeeted very nicely by Team Hap here. They are not finding much difficulty with this tank so far. Boomer's gonna, you know, he's gonna look for that boom, but like I say, there's no place for the horde to spawn really, so it wouldn't even matter if he does get the boom. Although the vision distortion is a bit annoying, so I suppose that can be influential. Tank on pass number 2 here, so he is going to have to send this in with the Jockey, Hunter, and Smoker. It is a decent tri-cap, really. Let's just see what he can make happen here. If he can wipe them, then he has secured them the win. In he moves, taking 300 damage before he commits. Smoker is setting up the first punch onto Nick, which he does indeed do so. Survivor's doing very well with focus firing him with the shotgun, though. Because the closer you are to the tank, of course, the more damage you do to him with the shotgun pellets. Tank is going to be chasing the survivors into the safe room. Nice double punches, though. The double punches... oh, the double punches are too much for them. It could even be a wipe here. It's probably, yes, indeed, going to be a wipe here. The double punches are too much for them. They can't handle it. They can't handle the heat of the double punches, and that's going to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, Nightmare Guns have won. 2,277 points versus 1,803 points in Team Hap that couldn't quite make it past the tank fight there. So that was an incredible game, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being a part of it with me. That was phenomenal. And we will be back tomorrow, as I said before. I mean, I thought the game was over before that finale, but what a game. It is GG's from us. Goodbye, and we will see you tomorrow.